Okay, so this is going to be the exterior home inspection video doing both units. I'm going to start out with obviously in here. You might want to look at replacing your garage doors with some metal doors, because obviously when you have wood doors, you don't get as much height out of it. Sometimes they'll head up to like 6 feet. I haven't opened these up yet. I'm going to find the locks for it. But headroom is obviously a big problem with these wood doors. There should have been. This is obviously a hip roof design. I would have suggested collar ties to tie from the ceiling joist to where the hips meet. Usually you see stuff like that, but it is a garage and it's old. But like especially in that location, you see my finger right there, tying into the ceiling joist right here. Boom, boom. We're gonna keep going around here. Obviously, there's not a whole lot to say. 2x4, 16 on center with mud sill on the slab. Looks like a sub panel box right here. Let's keep going around. So a lot of times you'll see home inspectors say that 6 inches of clearance. Obviously, if your mud sill is directly to the ground, you have to run your shiplap siding, which is what this is, to the ground level. Obviously when you do that, you're going to find some evidence of moisture damage. So all right, pretty straight through across. It's not much of a dips, but obviously you're going to see there is some little bit of damage here. Actually this could just be caulked, and then that should be all right. A lot of these times when you have a short overhangs, you'll see a lot of water problems in this, but probably not mostly like in the garage, just because you already have a short 1 foot pitch, 1 foot height anyway. Again, this is all just one take video, so if I miss anything, it's going to be on the report. We got some trim damage down here on the bottom. That is a disconnected water line right there. Trim damage here. This is kind of ridiculous. They cut the stair stringers here on 3 of them across. So I would recommend I will find out the hardware, but strapping these stair stringers to the stringers above the girder post support. Obviously you got missing nails here. You got some, that looks like the hardware over there. This is actually like galvanized, so you can see how it's rusted, but I'm not too concerned. Still in pretty good shape. I mean, these are pressure treated. Yes. You can obviously tell the girder's not. Stringers obviously are. Smack some of those nails in too. These are 2x8, 16 on center, cantilever off 2 foot. Let's see, this is a little over 2 foot. You usually do not want to cantilever more than 2 foot, and it's just a hair past, honestly. But then again, obviously when you see where the span is, a lot of times with 1/4 support, you have to have 3/4 cantilever support, which there's obviously some settling dipping right there. I haven't gone on the inside yet, so we'll go up the steps. Little trim piece there missing. So this is a 1920s. I gotta look up the date again. But you're gonna find, certain settling cracks and upheavings. And right here is a crack right there. So we're looking at the foundation, or I doubt we have access. Honestly, with old homes like these, you don't really have a whole lot of access underneath in a crawl space. So there is some damage. Siding down here. A lot of the ways you could do is just put a 1x4 trim board across, because a lot of times it's really hard to just tear off the siding and then cut underneath where the bottom sill trim board is for the window. And then a lot of times too is you'll find old stuff like this that you cannot find again in certain lumber yards, and especially with lumber being as high as it is right now, this would be a special order. So there's There is a Z-bar flashing above the skirt board. There's a connection between the two sheathings. Obviously that's good because then obviously water does not get between the grooves, and also protects above the windows. I would obviously too, especially up here, always make sure you have a good thick bead of caulking above that trim board right there, especially with water goes down here and hits that. No gutter system over here on the porch cover. Obviously a lot of it is because they probably don't have a way to tie it. I did walk the roof on this one. I did look on the off the roof over here. So you gotta insulate that copper connection right there. Again, let's go up here, caulk this too. There's a couple of perimeter cracks here. They look to be less than a 1/4 inch, and I would recommend obviously caulking around this bottom board. I would recommend doing this. This is what I was talking about. Doing this on the other side. This is most likely they did this because of, you know, it being that this is a straight, you know, 2 stories, that the water obviously will be damaging areas of, obviously you can see right here, bottom portions of the siding, which again, like I mentioned, the other side, use a 1x4 tie into the mud sill, because trying to replace this kind of siding, you have to cut around the trim board underneath the window, which is obviously going to be a lot of work. So, and then trying to find the type of siding that matches. But obviously this is a damaged siding, and in a way, it might be past what you can actually do. So this might be an area that just going to have to get replaced, which if you do that, what you can do is the builder would have to find a way to fit in here, do a complete cut across, and then Z-bar it, and then try to match the siding above to match that. Since this damage is above, you know, a 1/4 inch, or not a 1/4 inch, but 3.5 inches, which would be a 1x4 like this one, you're gonna have to find a way to replace this siding. A lot of it too, just water hits up there, boom, down there, water reflects off of the top of the railing, hits that. Let's keep going here. Okay, one of these, this one, needs to be replaced, obviously. This. Okay, what was really interesting is that the joist span below was, the 2x8s were 16 on center, but these are nailed 2 foot on center. So it's kind of deceiving, but there is a soffit board underneath. So if you do pull this up and you do see 2 foot on center, which has to be, because just based on the nailing, it would be more than 36. It would be 32 inches, not 2 foot, if they were doing every board. So these you couldn't put Trex, you have to use wood. Okay, I'm going to go over to the other house now. Continue on the same video. Actually, I'll just end it right here and start a whole new video. Actually, never mind, we'll just keep going. It's not that far to go over there. So obviously sidewalk cracks that are more than a 1/4 inch. Obviously I mentioned in the video, trim back some of these trees. All right. Okay, so not much to say around here. I'm still gonna work more into it. Check these plugs and everything. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna work on this and then I'm gonna do another video.